recording. Sharing my screen. Shakeology. Okay, so hi everybody, my name is Raquel, and today I'm going to be talking to you about all things Shakeology. So for those of you that don't know me, I am obsessed with Shakeology, and I am such a nerd, and I do research on this stuff like it's going out of style, which is kind of funny to me because I've never done so much research on a nutritional product in my life. Like, it's just unbelievable to me. I mean, I take my kids to Chick-fil-A, and I should probably do a little research on what they put in Chick-fil-A nuggets. But of course I don't. But I do a lot on Shakeology. So I'm going to go over a lot of that today because I know Shakeology, there's so many benefits, and it can be really overwhelming. So my goal for tonight is to break it down. I'm just going to tell you it's a lot of information, but no worries. I'm recording it so you can go back and watch it if you want to. I've also probably broken the rule of having too much information on the slides, but I felt like too much information was better than not enough. So just bear with me for that. So quickly, what are we going to go over? We're going to go over the importance of retention on keeping our customers, retaining them, and having them be on Shakeology for life. So I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to retain loyal customers, how to create value with Shakeology. So how do we promote it? Like, what are the benefits, and how do we share that in a way that's not overwhelming? And then overcoming the most common objections, because we know that when we are promoting a product, there are going to be people that maybe they're objections or maybe they're just questions. And we want to make sure that we know how to answer those questions in the most knowledgeable way for them. So getting started. So retention, why is it important? So Beachbody has the best fitness and nutrition products. Our job as coaches is to build trust and relationships, but it's also to build retention. So, you know, I always think about fitness products. How many fitness programs is somebody really gonna buy in a year? What do we think? Like 2, maybe 3 programs a year if we're lucky. I mean, not everybody, I like to have a new program every month, try out all the new programs, but majority of people like a program and they stick with it for a long time. So if we're lucky, they might buy 3 programs from us. But with Shakeology, it's our continuity product. So it's something that they're drinking daily, and hopefully they're continuing to purchase it. So it really is the anchor in our business. And my goal is I want my customers to use our products, not because they feel like, oh, okay, I'm buying a challenge pack and because Raquel told me to. I want them to love Shakeology as much as I do, and purchase it because they want to, not because they feel like, ooh, I have to do it. And the third reason why retention is so important is because it's more time efficient for us. We know it's a lot harder to get our new clients rather than keeping them and retaining them. So again, when you retain those clients, that's just a monthly passive income as they continue to purchase Shakeology. You continue to reap the rewards, rather than having to spend more time getting new clients, trying to, you know, sell and promote to them. Having people that you know every single month are going to purchase just makes our jobs way easier and a lot more time efficient. And again, it's the anchor in our business. It's a continuity product. So we'll go on that. So that's why retention is important. So how do you create product retention? So my first tip is that you want to create loyal customers. And I believe that happens from day one. So when I have a new customer, straight off the bat, I stress importance of nutrition first. So honestly, my background is fitness. This is what I went to school for. This is what I'm most passionate about. But I also know that fitness really means nothing if you don't have nutrition in line. So when I talk to somebody, I first and foremost tell them nutrition is 70% of the equation. So you could work out all day like a crazy banshee and not get the results you want if you're not making nutrition a priority. Why Shakeology helps with that is because it is quality and it's easy. So for a lot of people, the idea of meal prepping and having to cook and figure out what to eat and how much to eat, it's overwhelming. You know, that's definitely part of our jobs, and that we try to make it as easy and simplify it as much as possible. But to me, Shakeology is like a no-brainer. It's so easy. Like how it takes you 3 minutes to make. You can drink it on the go. So it's a great, easy nutrition solution for them. And then it is worth our investment of time as coaches to learn the key points of Shakeology for our own selves and so that we can pass it on to our customers. So it's really hard to create loyal customers if we don't have the knowledge of what makes Shakeology so great. So again, at the beginning as a coach, it can be so overwhelming. There's a lot to learn, but that is one area that I really dove into first, of learning as much as I could about Shakeology so that I would feel confident about it when speaking to customers. So again, we want to create value in the product and not just a short-term win. So a short-term win for me means, okay, so we get them to buy a challenge pack, which is awesome. We get 2 Success Club points and we're feeling like a rock star. And then they cancel the next month because we didn't really build the value of Shakeology. So we got the short-term win of like, yay, they signed up, they bought a challenge pack. That's fabulous. But if I'm not having them stay on it and really creating that lifelong nutritional investment for them, I haven't really done my part. So we'll really, really want to create the importance of nutrition and create loyal customers from the get-go. Tip number 2, so I kind of already touched on this, but learning the benefits of Shakeology early on in your business. So knowledge builds confidence. I feel like sometimes when you're a new coach, somebody comes at you with just a question about like, okay, so is that just like another protein shake? And it's like, it catches you off guard and you don't know how to answer, and it really lowers your confidence. So being knowledgeable makes you feel confident. I honestly feel like I could talk to anybody about Shakeology. Like, there's a million shakes on the market. Like, I could talk to another rep about a shake and I would feel so confident enough in my knowledge that I could have a conversation about what makes Shakeology different and why I'm so passionate about it. So where do you go to learn? So there's a ton of information on the Coach Online Office. Like, so much training on the Coach Online Office. Training is a tab. You can search Shakeology. You can go into the frequently asked questions. So there's an FAQ button that you check and you can type in Shakeology, and there are so many things that you can learn about it. Even now when somebody asks me, that's not to say I'm never stumped, because sometimes I am and I'm like, oh, that's a really good question. I don't know. I'll go into the Shakeology FAQs and I'll figure it out. YouTube is a great resource. There's tons of stuff. Shakeology actually has a YouTube channel. There's tons of like short clip videos where they talk about different little things, whether it's blood sugar or cholesterol or how to make it. Lots of great resources on YouTube. And then Shay Stanford, SEAYSTANFORD.com. She is a top coach, superstar diamond coach. She used to be a pharmaceutical rep. She's also a holistic and nutritional expert. And she has an entire website and an entire website dedicated to Shakeology, and she's constantly, if you're not following her on Facebook, I encourage you to, because she's kind of funny and sassy in the way she like talks about Shakeology. She kind of like calls out other people or other products, which I don't really know if I would do that, but she's at a point in her career where she can kind of get away with it. But it's awesome. She loves Shakeology. She breaks it down so well. Her pharmaceutical rep days have definitely transferred over into how she promotes Shakeology. So if you get nothing else from this call, I encourage you to check out her website because she has so many great things. It's great to go on there and learn. Again, and I don't want you to feel like you need to know every single detail about Shakeology, because you don't need to know every single superfood and how it works in the body and all that stuff. Like, you don't need to know that. You just need to learn some key points and health benefits. And we'll get into a little bit of that as well. So again, don't feel like, oh my God, there's so much to learn, I could never do it. Just learn a few things that you could be able to promote and speak on. And then again, that just helps you to respond confidently to objections and questions, because that confidence is empowering. So tip number 3 on how to create product retention: have a personal story. So, the only way you can really have a personal story is if you're drinking it daily and on a consistent basis. So talking about, what has Shakeology done for you? Why is it drinking it daily important to you? So some food for thought that I want you to think about, because I feel like this really stood out to me. Fitness. So working out, it's tangible. People, after you work out and they get that post-exercise high, adrenaline's pumping, they feel good. So they can physically feel the difference. We do Transformation Tuesday, and we show people who in 30 days have had these amazing transformations. You can see it in the before and after. Shakeology isn't that easy. It's more of like internal subjective. So there's no, you're not going to drink it and immediately feel like, oh, I'm so much healthier. Like I just did something great for my body, right? So it's something that you have to create that visual transformation in your story. So my personal story that I always lead with was that after having twins, I was constantly tired, lethargic. I honestly thought it was just because I had 3 kids. I was just like, well, this is just my life now. I'm going to be tired always. And I also was in kind of a postpartum funk. Like, I don't know if I was bordering on postpartum depression. I kind of think I maybe was. I wasn't really down for taking medication, but I just was not myself. And my personal story is Shakeology brought me out of the funk. You know, I really honestly feel in my heart of hearts that I was nutritionally deficient. And within a couple weeks of taking Shakeology, noticeable difference. And also in my energy levels. Like, I used to fall asleep on the couch at like 7:30 at night. And then after taking Shakeology, I just felt like I had a lot of energy. Even my husband noticed and was like, whatever you're doing, continue doing it because your energy is noticeably different. And I don't even know why that's happening. Sorry. So those are my stories that I tell people. If you've had an amazing weight loss transformation and Shakeology has helped you lose weight, that would be your personal story. So again, thinking about how Shakeology has impacted your life and sharing it, making it personal, and letting people know. And with that too, figuring out like what are their needs? What's their why for wanting to lose weight or join your challenge group? Is it somebody who's a busy mom and doesn't have time to think about nutrition? Then I'll talk about like, I get it. In the mornings, I'm running around like a crazy person. I literally blend it up, take it with me on the go, and boom, I have my breakfast in 3 minutes flat. So thinking about those things as well. So sharing that personal story with others. Tip number 4 to how to create product retention is differentiate. So I'm sure you know by now, there's about 1 million different shakes on the market. I swear every day I turn around and there's like some new shake that somebody's drinking. And I'm like, I didn't even know about these shakes. So what I want to say about that is that's not my scene to like call out somebody and say Plexus or Visalis or like the Thrive. Like that's terrible. You should not drink that. Like that's just not something I want to do because I don't feel like tearing somebody else's product down is making my product any better. But I do want people to recognize Shakeology is not just another shake on the market. So I think a lot of times the biggest thing I get is, oh, it's just a protein shake, right? So is that just like a protein shake? Which is kind of like a question objection I'll get into later. So what I always do is I just say, cool, I'm not really familiar with the shake that you're drinking, but the only thing I tell you is I love Shakeology because of this. And then I would say, just make sure, I'm really big on nutrition and making sure that, what I'm putting into my body is healthy. The only thing I would check to make sure, again, I don't know much about your product, is just make sure it doesn't have these 3 cheap, big no-nos or fillers that a lot of things have these days. And then I'll tell them, so look for soy or soy lecithin, artificial flavors, or artificial sweeteners. And if you want, I can tell you more information. Soy is just really not good, interrupts digestion, affects thyroid, mental cognition. It can go really bad. Honestly, guys, soy lecithin is in everything. I'm somebody who loves dark chocolate, and I recognized soy lecithin was in my favorite dark chocolate bar. I was a Ghirardelli girl. I would have one every day, but I never actually turned it over and looked over the ingredients. I thought it'd be like cocoa and sugar, and then sure enough, it's one of those cheap fillers to give its chocolatey rich flavor. So for your own personal information, just check to make sure what you're eating doesn't have that because it's really, really bad. Artificial flavors are linked to ADD, asthma, thyroid issues. Artificial sweeteners stimulate appetite and increase fat storage, which I'm not about increasing fat storage. So just let people know that. So artificial sweeteners, that includes Splenda, erythritol, aspartame, phenylalanine. You can see these everywhere. They're just not good for our body. So I just tell people, I'm not sure what you're drinking, but just make sure it doesn't have any of those because they're not really healthy for us. And then I always tell people, if you're going to look at the back of the package and compare, yes, you can compare proteins and carbs and fats, absolutely. And it's going to look like a lot of other shakes. It has a full serving of protein, there's carbs, there's a few fats. It's going to look the same. But where the real kicker is if you go to the ingredients list, and that's where the 70 superfoods are listed. So that, yes, protein, carbs, fats are great, but I really want you to compare the ingredients, because honestly, there is no other shake on the market that has 70 superfoods, and that's all natural, whole, clean. I have yet to find one that has everything that we have. So again, just differentiate our product from others, because ours, honestly, it's not comparable. Okay, so tip number 5. Again, y'all, I know this is a lot of information, but I really want you to keep it simple. You know, one of the biggest things that I struggled with at the beginning, and I've had to learn how to like rein it in a little bit, is I get so excited about Shakeology. Like, I literally think everybody should be drinking it. So when I first started, I would literally like verbally vomit on people and be like, and it does this, and it does this, and it does this, and did you know this, and this, and they're like, whoa, like I just want to lose like 10 pounds. Like, I've overwhelmed people. So I have had to learn how to like rein it in and not give so much information. So again, so many benefits to drinking Shakeology. You don't have to know them all. Figure out what resonates with you and your personal story and share it. So maybe it's weight loss for you, maybe it's energy, whatever the case may be, figure out what works for you. You'll probably use the same benefits when talking to the customers. And I'll talk to you about the 3 ones that I talk about, but those are the ones that I really touch on mostly. Again, there's a million benefits, but I really just talk about a few, and I only sprinkle in other ones in challenge groups. So we'll give a challenge in the challenge group. We'll give a recipe for a new how to make your shake, like a peanut butter banana Elvis. We have an Elvis shake, and then we'll have a superfood of the day. Did you know Camu does this? So again, it's just like barely sprinkle it in, giving people a little taste, but not like overwhelming them with, here's what all the 70 superfoods do. So keeping it as simple as possible. It's hard at first if you're super excited, but it's for the best. Trust me, I've struggled with that. Okay, so how do we create value with Shakeology? So how do we get people to recognize it's not just another shake on the market? How do we get them to recognize it's not just a protein shake? How do we do that? So for a lot of people, when they first see the cost of Shakeology, their first reaction is, ooh, that's kind of expensive. So if you get, yeah, it costs too much, in my mind, I know that I haven't done my part to create value and to differentiate it from other products on the market. Because honestly, people will spend money on things that have value in their minds. You know, it's a difference between people going out and buying a Lexus versus a Toyota. Technically, they're made by the same people, but a Lexus in people's mind has more value, so they're going to spend money on it. Same thing with spending money on a Louis Vuitton purse versus maybe just a purse that you get at Kohl's, right? It's leather. It's basically the same thing, but in their minds, they've built it up that it has more value. So we need to make sure that we are promoting the value of our product. And then again, we got to differentiate it from other shakes on the market, because yeah, compared to some other shakes, if you're just comparing proteins, carbs, and fats, and people think it's just another protein shake, yeah, there are cheaper shakes that if you're going to compare that, absolutely, they're cheaper. But when you compare all the other things Shakeology brings to the table, it's a lot more. So we got to do our part to create that value. Okay, so how do you create value? So something that I've done that I feel like has really been helpful in my business is leading with health. So I know that we are in the business of transformation and helping people lose weight, which obviously, yes, that's what we do. But I talk about the health benefits of Shakeology first, and then I plug in weight loss. And you're probably wondering, well, why do I do that? People want the weight loss. Like, that's why they join. Well, for me, health is subjective. So for me, health means, in my respect, having more energy. The fact that I'm not falling asleep on the couch at 7:30 every night, like, that's a win in my book. For somebody else, it might be, you know, reducing their use of medication. So maybe they're pre-diabetic or they're diabetic and reducing their use of insulin, or maybe they're on cholesterol medication and they get to lower their dosage, or even better, get off of it, or high blood pressure, whatever the case may be. Maybe somebody who struggled like getting sick constantly, and so building a stronger immune system. or, better digestion. All those things are encompassing in health, but it's subjective. Everyone has a different idea of what is healthy to them. So that's why I lead with that, kind of get to their why, and then I can promote it based on that. The other reason I don't lead with weight loss is because when I do, then Shakeology honestly becomes like every other product on the market. Like all these other shakes are being promoted as a weight loss shake. But ours, again, it's so much more than that. It is nutrient dense meal replacement. That's how I say it. It's my nutrient dense meal replacement, because it's not just a weight loss shake and it's not just a protein shake. And then also, because what happens if we would promote it as weight loss? Let's say they have 20 pounds to lose and then they lose the 20 pounds. Then what? They no longer need Shakeology in their life, and I'm trying to retain them so that they make it part of their lifelong health routine. So I'm trying to get them to see the big picture of how it fits in now and how it will help them later on in life. Like, honestly, I'm not somebody who's looking to lose weight, but for the health benefits, I drink Shakeology for the health benefits alone. I always tell people, if you were to make one change in your life to improve your health, this is it. Like, bottom line, that's what I tell people. Even if you never feel like you're ever going to exercise or work out ever, cool, you don't have to. I realize not everybody likes to sweat and exercise, but everybody can benefit from the nutritional benefits of Shakeology. So that's why I lead with health. So here are the major issues affecting our health. Inflammation. So inflammation is the #1 cause of heart disease and leading precursor for most chronic diseases. Reduced immune system caused by stress and poor diet, things that we can help and figure out. Regularity in digestion. So in my research, I found out that 80% of people are not regular. Like, we're not going poop on the reg. 80% of people. Like, that's major. Like, nobody wants to talk about it, but that's not a good thing. Shakeology can help. And then free radicals. So free radicals they play a part in the aging process and some autoimmune diseases. Antioxidants combat free radicals. So Shakeology has all of these things, adaptogens, phytonutrients, antioxidants, that directly reduce these 3 risk factors. So again, it's a lot of information. I'm not going to touch on all of these with everyone I come into contact with. But if I know somebody they tell me, I'm getting older and my mom has high blood pressure and, my grandmother had a stroke, then I'm going to touch on inflammation and heart disease and be like, I understand. I come from a history of really poor heart health. Here's how Shakeology can help with that. Or maybe you have somebody who struggles with IBS or issues with digestion, then that's what I touch on with them, because I have seen so many of my customers that have struggled with digestive health that are like, I will be on Shakeology for life just because it helps with my stomach issues. So again, you don't have to regurge all the stuff to people, but know what Shakeology does and be able to figure out how to touch it to somebody who needs that, whose why that is. Okay, so weight loss. Of course, there is a benefit with Shakeology. So how does Shakeology fit in with the weight loss plan? So what happens when people usually want to lose weight? They start a diet, and usually they'll start on some sort of fitness plan. So starting a diet, you're going to cut calories, which more than likely in doing so, you're going to cut nutrients. And then you're going to try to exercise on top of that. So you're going to try to expend more energy and take in less. So we're asking our body to do more. We're going to exercise with less because we're cutting calories. And I think we've all played that game where we start a new diet plan, start exercising, and we do well for like a week, and then about start of week 2, it sucks. You just feel terrible. You don't have energy. You're craving everything in sight. It's just not a good cycle, right? We are setting ourselves up for failure when we ask our bodies to do more with less. What's fabulous about Shakeology, and this is one of the best things I love when my challengers tell me, they're like, I have struggled my whole entire life and it doesn't feel hard. Like, I'm having success and I don't feel like I'm having all the cravings. I don't feel like it's as hard as it normally is. You're right, it's not, because with Shakeology, you're allowing your body to get all the nutrients it needs. So cravings go away, you have more energy, you feel better, your body recovers faster. I always tell people, I explain it like this. With Shakeology, you're giving your body all the nutrients it needs. So your body says, I've got what I need, let me unload the rest. And by unloading the rest, that means fat, right? I've got all the nutrients I need, that means I can let go of all the fat. So weight loss becomes a byproduct of good nutrition. Like hands down, people will lose weight. I mean, when I started drinking Shakeology, like I said, I wasn't really looking to lose weight, and I lost weight. Like surprisingly, I was like, wow, I feel better. I feel like my whole body is changing, and I lost a few pounds. But again, weight loss becomes a byproduct of good nutrition. So there is weight loss benefits, but again, I don't lead with that. But here's how I tell people about it. Okay, and then I also tell people it's not a magic pill. I'm not in the business of a magic pill. I would never be able to put my name on something if I didn't wholeheartedly believe in it. So I let people know it's not going to be a magic pill like you drink this shake and you lose 1,000,000 pounds, but it is going to make it easier for you to get the nutrition you need. It provides an entire day's worth of nutrition for 170 calories. Like that's awesome. Like you can't get anything for 170 calories. It's an equivalent of eating 5 plates of salad. So 1 small low-calorie way, so you're able to lose weight and feel great. And then I say you can drink 1 shake a day to replace a meal that you would already be buying. So I think sometimes people get confused and they think, oh, great, I'm going to have to add this into something that I'm eating or my budget or my grocery bill. But I have replaced my breakfast. Sometimes I have it for lunch, but either way, I'm replacing a meal. So something I would already be buying, and you're getting an entire day's worth of whole food nutrition. So again, it's not a magic pill, but it makes the whole process just so much easier. Take a shake, you feel good. Even if the rest of my day I have pizza and a cookie or something terrible, I've eaten terrible all day long, at least I feel good knowing, hey, I got my nutrition in with Shakeology. So I always let people know that as well. Okay, so quickly moving on to objections. So the first one that people are going to get is it's too expensive. So again, if people say that, I know that I haven't done my part to create value from the get-go. So that's okay. I will talk about, I'll use the feel, felt, found. Because honestly, when I first heard about Shakeology, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? It is kind of expensive. Like, I don't know about that. So I tell them that. I'm like, you know what? I totally feel you on that. When I first heard about Shakeology, I felt the exact same way as you. But I found that I feel so much better. I'm getting all the nutrition that I'm not able to get in my normal diet. And I've also found that it's actually saving me money. I've just replaced, instead of going out to Panera or Jason's Deli and spending $10 to $12, it averages out to like $4 a day, and I'm actually spending money, and I feel better about what I'm putting into my body. And then so again, if they're still like, yeah, it just seems like a lot, then I'll ask them, so what do you spend on average for a healthy meal? And most will say anywhere from $3 to $7, which is pretty typical. So then I'll say, yeah, that's pretty typical of like spending a meal. I feel like I always compare it to where I eat out is like Panera. I get a salad from Panera. I go to Jason's Deli, get a salad, and it's usually, again, like I said, anywhere from $10 to $12. And so I'll say, well, doesn't Shakeology fit in on the low end of that? Plus, you get all your vitamins that you need for the day. It has superfoods, and it comes out to about $4 a day. So it's on the low end. I get what you're saying, but you're getting such a healthy meal at a really low cost. So breaking it down, when they're seeing that whole big 30 meals in one price, it's a lot. But when you break it down to $4 a day, $28 a week, I drop that in a Target trip. Like, let's be real. Like, I blow that money on things that are not good. And I feel like now that I'm drinking Shakeology, I'm more aware of like what I spend my money on, things that aren't making me healthier and better. So just breaking it down so they see that, letting them know it replaces a meal you would already be eating. So I deduct it from my grocery budget. And then you're getting 30 meals at once. So when do you ever go to the store and you buy all the milk and bread and yogurt that you need for the entire month? Never, right? Like you just buy it a week at a time or maybe 2 weeks at a time. So this is, you're getting all of them, you're paying for it all up front, 30 meals a day, all at once. And then the last thing I do is I share with them how many bags I go through a month so that they know I value it. And honestly, we go through about 2.5 bags a month because I drink it every day, my husband drinks it every day, and then my kids drink like half a scoop every single day too. So I let them know, like, I get it, I understand it's expensive, but I drink it too. Honestly, my entire family does. So not even my immediate family, but my extended family as well. Like I have my aunts, my Everybody I know in my family is on Shakeology because I believe in it so much. So just letting them know that you see the value in it too, and that, you know, you value the product as well. Objections. So sometimes people will ask you, well, can't I just like eat clean and get my nutrition from real food? And honestly, this is the same thing I thought. And as a trainer, I used to tell my clients all the time, you can get all the nutrition you need from your food. You know, you don't need supplements, you don't need shakes, just eat healthy and you can get it. And honestly, that used to be the case. Unfortunately, we live in a society where everything, the soil that things are grown in is not as pure as it was. An apple today is not the same nutritional value as an apple 25 years ago. And it's a sad, sad thing. But unfortunately, that's the reality that we live in. So we can't usually get it from real food. So this was from, again, I'm a nerd at heart, so I pulled some information from a journal article. So this is the JAMA, which is the Internal Medicine Medical Journal article, so doctor's article, and they did a study on how to get all the nutrients you need. So there's 27 micronutrients, how to be 100% sufficient in getting those. And that was with an intake of 27,000 calories. You ingest 27,000 calories, you can get all the micronutrients you need in your diet. So again, obviously, who's going to be ingesting 27,000 calories? It's pretty unrealistic. So it's basically impossible to get all the nutrients you need in diet alone. Again, diet plans using whole food alone are still on average 56% nutrient deficient. Like, that was huge to me. Like, you're eating whole foods, you're eating organic, you're growing it in your backyard, and yet you're still 56% nutrient deficient. So that was hard. That was a hard pill for me to swallow. And then even people who eat 5 daily servings of fruits and vegetables a day, which is recommended, are probably not getting enough of certain vitamins for optimal health. So again, this is a reality that we live in. There's a million documentaries on nutrition and how things are grown. But unfortunately, we can't get all the nutrients that we need from real food. Again, that's where Shakeology is great. It's providing so much nutrients that we can't get. And it's a real quick, easy way. Next objection. Have y'all gotten this one? Because I get this one a lot. Oh, yeah, that's cool. That sounds great. But I already drink a shake. So again, I go to, I don't know much about that shake, but I'll tell you why I love Shakeology. It is all natural. It doesn't have soy, artificial flavors, or sweeteners. So just make sure that yours doesn't have that, because those can really wreak havoc on the body. Then I share for what it's done for me specifically. And then I let them know, and you are more than welcome to drink a shake. I have a lot of people that drink protein shakes as a snack. A lot of times people, when they get on the 21-day fix, it's a lot of like servings of protein for them. And I let them know, if you want to continue drinking your shake as a snack, absolutely. I have a lot of people that do that, but I'm telling you, just give Shakeology a try and see what it's going to do for you. Just give it 30 days and just see. If you don't like it, you can return it, full refund, no worries, but just give it a shot. You don't have to waste your shake. And then again, I just say bottom of the bag, money back guarantee, because honestly, they don't really have anything to lose. They can try it, and if they love it, fabulous. And if they hate it, cool. Turn it back. They can drink it all up and get all their money back. So people really have nothing to lose. Okay, so I'm wrapping up. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's a lot of information. I'm trying to stick to 30 minutes. So takeaways from this. Shakeology is the backbone of our business. Honestly, it's a continuity product. Retention is key. We want to build that retention from the get-go. There's so much to learn about this product. You don't have to know it all, but the more you know, the more empowered you will be to share it. Show the value and how it'll help others in their lifestyle. So busy moms or college students or whatever the case may be, figure out how it will fit in their lifestyle. Share those clear and simple benefits. Again, simple is better. You don't have to regurgitate everything. And then use Facebook to educate on unique ingredients. So when you do a post, you could do a superfood of the day or talk about some of the great things that Shakeology does for you. So using that. Again, look at Shay Stanford's Facebook, and she educates so well on her Facebook with what Shakeology does. We want to be promoting long-term consistent use. So again, Shakeology is one of those things that works better the longer it's in your system. And I let people know that. I let them know it's going to take about 4 to 5 days for it to prime your system. But about day 7 or 8, you're going to start really reaping the benefits. You're going to start feeling like, oh, I'm starting to feel better. You know, and I always tell people with the energy, it's not going to be energy like I drank a Red Bull, had a cup of coffee, and like, woo, I have energy for days. It's going to feel like a well-rested energy, like, man, I got a really good night's sleep last night. So kind of fill them in on how it's going to be. And then honestly, nutrition can be super confusing. It's super confusing for me now. There's so much information out there. What do I need to eat? Organic, whole foods. There's so much information out there. Paleo, I don't know what to eat these days. What's great about Shakeology, it's like there's no thinking. I know that it's good for me. I feel good. I'm like, yay, I'm doing something for myself. I feel like as a female, I put myself on the back burner, but I feel like I'm taking my health into my own hands. I'm doing something good for myself. And letting people know that you should feel good about drinking. You are setting yourself up for lifelong health. And then my last thing that I want you to take away is that everyone can benefit from drinking Shakeology. So again, fitness, not everybody's going to be excited to jump around and sweat with Shanti, but everyone can benefit from Shakeology. And what I will say with that too is my action item for you is to get out of your age demographic. So I didn't mention this before. A lot of times people in their 20s and 30s, everybody wants the quick fix. We just want to look good. I don't really care about the health benefits yet. Like, I'm not to that point where health is really that big of a deal. I just want to look good on the beach in my bikini. So my encouragement to you is to get out of your age demographic and go to talk to those people in their 40s, in their 50s, older than that, that are really starting to see their peers have health issues. Majority of my customers that I sell Shakeology to are females in their 50s. And why is that? Because they're finally starting to see that they need to make their health a priority. So I encourage you to get out of, it's your comfort zone to talk to people in our own age group, but it's really the older population that has a better idea of like, wow, health really does matter. I do need to be really making it a priority in my life. So that's my encouragement to you. Try to talk to people outside of your age demographic. Woo! I got through it all, guys. I'm sorry. It was a lot of information. What questions do we have, if any? We have none.
So, hey, Rachel, it's Roxanne. I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I just basically yesterday talked to a lady that I've known for a while, and she, about a year ago, she had gastric bypass surgery, and she's been doing like shakes, and she asked me, because she's seen me kind of do my whole process, do like all this stuff, and she finally got the courage to ask me about it. Like, even though I talk to her all the time, she's like, I already do protein shakes. I already do that. Like, what are you doing? So I started talking to her about Shakeology, what it does. She's not so much into the fitness thing yet. So like, that was myself, was the Shakeology. So what she was asking me questions like, is it for her to drink it? Because I was telling her she's seen my shake size, and she's like, I won't be able to drink the whole thing. Like, it's like, there's no way for me to down a whole shaker cup of Shakeology. Like, there is no way. Like, my stomach can't take it. Can I break it in sections? Like, how does that work?
Yes. Okay. So for her, she is a wonderful person who could benefit from Shakeology, because with gastric bypass, I guarantee her body is no longer able to absorb all the nutrients she needs. And because she can't eat that much, she needs everything she puts in her body to be like strong, power-packed nutrition. So for a lot of people, she can break it up. So over the course of the day, you want to make sure she gets a full scoop, because if you're getting less than a scoop a day, you're not going to really reap the benefits. So I would tell her she can like do it into thirds and see how that goes, or half. So drink half a shake once, so just use half a scoop and then the half a scoop later. That would be my recommendation for her. But absolutely, she is somebody who would absolutely benefit from taking Shakeology. But even that's a good example of like, they can't drink it all. I feel like there's a lot of people at the beginning that like, God, it's a lot. It's so much, which blows my mind, because I'm like, it's not enough. But for a lot of people, they think it's too much. So I always tell people, split it up in half. Over the course of the day, make sure you get a full scoop. But if you're halving it, half a scoop in the morning, half a scoop in the evening, you're still going to reap the benefit. Is that good?
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Me.
Hey,
Yeah.
Raquel, it's Madeline.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Can you hear me okay? Okay, good. I'm calling via phone, and I don't have access to your slide slideshow, but can you spell Shay Dinsford's name for me?
Yes, it is Seay, and her last name is Stanford, Stanford. And I will post this recording on the team page, and I'll also put like a link to her websites, so you can check her out because she has such good information. She's a little sassy in the way she delivers it, but I kind of like it. But yeah, great information.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
Okay, me,
Okay.
please.
Yes.
So my aunt, the one that I posted about, or she posted on Facebook after I posted something with Shakeology, that she did Shakeology for a year about 4 years ago, and she had liver enzyme issues related to it. And so she started taking this new stuff, BioTrust, and she gave me this whole thing because she thinks I need it. She wanted me to try it, and I was looking at the ingredients, and it says that it contains trace amounts of soy.
Yeah. Soy is a no-no. Like, just don't do it unless it's like pure soy, like from edamame, or like pure soy, like tofu, which tofu can be tricky too. Soy just does not do your body well. It's just not, like, if you do research on soy, just it's not good for you. So me personally, I wouldn't take that, but that's just my own opinion from the research I've done. But yeah,
I don't know how to approach. Should I share this information with her that we've learned?
Yeah, you could. And I don't really know what her issues with the liver enzymes are. That's kind of a unique thing. I know that, like, I have several people that are on thyroid medication. And so it can play with their levels. For instance, my stepmom is on thyroid medication, and so she just has to take Shakeology because it has some iron in it that can mess up her thyroid levels. She just has to make sure to take it 2 hours after her medication. So she takes her thyroid medication in the morning and works out, and then 2 hours, she has to wait 2 hours to drink Shakeology. I have a few people that have been on thyroid medication, but they have since gone back, gotten tested. Everything looks great. Their thyroid levels look even better. So I don't really know what kind of experience your aunt had. I will say that 4 years ago, they have reformulated it. I feel like they're always striving to make it better. I think they just removed something else because of an allergy potential from Shakeology. And honestly, I tried Shakeology like 4 years ago, and I was like, this stuff is disgusting. Like, I don't care how healthy it is. I don't think it's good. So definitely, I don't know what they did in the reformulation process, but it tastes awesome, so much better now. So I don't know, maybe she had a bad experience, but I don't know.
Yeah, she drank it for a year straight, so she really enjoyed it, but it was something that her doctor brought up. Second thing, have any of you guys like just went ahead and bought Shakeology for your parents and just said, hey, try this for 30 days?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. So my stepmom, for sure, she was like the biggest skeptic in America. And she was like, I don't know about that. And I was like, well, just try it 30 days. Just humor me. And if you don't like it, no worries. And now she's like diehard. She's the best challenger that ever lived. Like, she's obsessed. She tells everybody. So yeah, try it. Like, it can't hurt. My husband is a prime example of somebody who's a super skeptic. So he's from Ohio. He's a Yankee. I feel like that has something to do with it. He's not a Southern guy. And he's like, I don't know what you're doing. I was like, babe, just try it for me. Just try to drink it regularly and just see. And now he drinks it every day and loves it. So yes, people are going to be skeptical. I was skeptical. Again, I was like, I can get everything I need from the food I eat, which, again, more research, that's not really the case. But yeah, let them try it for 30 days and just see. But I will say this, even if they don't work out, have them take before pictures, because that's what I did with them too. I was like, just take a before picture, drink it, and let's take an after picture and we'll see. Because again, they're going to feel a difference, but I guarantee they'll probably see a difference as well. So that would be my encouragement.
That's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Yep.
I just was going to add that I was looking on the Coach online site, and there is so much on like that you can share as far as like downloadable material from the actual site. Like it even like gives example posts. Like if you're having a hard time posting ideas about Shakeology, the marketing tools, like there's an entire, like I was on here for a different reason and I just decided to see what they had on. I mean, it has everything. It has a PowerPoint on it comparing it to Starbucks and McDonald's, and it has there's a ton of stuff. So that's on the Coach Online Office, and then the sales and marketing business tools. So
yeah, no, that's great. I need to check that out too. Anyone else?
It was so good.
Thanks. I feel like I overwhelmed y'all with a lot of information, but I get really excited talking about Shakeology. Like literally hand to heart, even if I wasn't a coach, I would be drinking Shakeology, and I will be for the rest of my life. Like I'm obsessed with it so much, which is why my entire family drinks it, because I'm like, no, I want you to live to 100, so everybody's going to be drinking.
But I think it's hard. I think it's hard when you're not confident. So I think that this was perfect. And the online office, like you said, Kat, is so good because if you feel like you're getting objection after objection after objection, a lot of times it's because for whatever reason, whatever you're saying is not building value. A lot of times if you come at it and you're so confident, you receive very few objections. So the more that you research about it, the more that you share your personal story, the less and less that people will have an objection about it, because they're just going to feel so confident in whatever it is that you've expressed to them already. So that will help you feel so much better.
Yes.
So good. We also wanted to talk about, so we're going to do a sneak peek call this week for anybody that's interested in the coaching opportunity. And so we would normally do them on Mondays, but we didn't really give much notice because we like to, sneak attack like that. So we're thinking of doing either Tuesday or maybe Thursday, and you can invite anybody that you'd like to the call. We'll put it in a Facebook page if you didn't